What is up, guys? First trading day of the year, and we are starting off today with an absolute banger. I just wanted to do trading recap for the 1, 2, 5, 7 trades that I took today. Uh, so let's see, right? So TickTick, this was the last account that I traded, which is why you see the trades so much later in the morning than I'm used to taking. Rationale for this one. So if I zoom in here, let me auto fit chart. If I zoom in here, I pretty much took two cells, one right here and one right here. Let me pull up my trading view so that it's actually explained a little better and you guys can actually see what I was looking at. So boom, display. Here's my trading view, right? So the rationale for these two trades is we were kind of, chopping up right here. So I was either looking for a breakout up or back up, probably to this overlapping fair value gap or down below. Turns out we got one really strong volume candle down and boom, broke below a major price level, a weekly resistance level. And the second that happened, the next candle, I'm immediately looking for sells, right? If this opens up with an immediate top wick, I'm in for sells. And that's exactly what it did, right? I think I entered here-ish. I didn't even have, my stop probably would have been above the weekly resistance level at around 13 points. My full target for this was 25, and you can see I actually hit that full price target. I don't know why I psyched myself out. I literally just went down, came back up, and then went back down, and then I closed it. I could have just held it and I would have been done on this account in one trade, but it's okay. So that was the first rationale, and then, oh, what the fuck? I know I could do that. The next one was 2 minutes later. So after this candle came down, boom, broke below another level. Price here came up. I wanted to take the sells on this candle just because we had liquidity targets below, and if I took this up here at 20, this bottom one right here at 11 points would have been my price target, right? Exactly the number of points I need. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't take this one just because of TickTick's micro scalping rules. That this actually would have violated the shit out of it, if I think. So it waited, boom, came down again. Volume candle, you can kind of tell by the shading is different, and that's just through an indicator that I have. Next candle, again, immediate top wick again, and at this point, since I'm like, okay, well, we don't really have any kind of like resistance coming down, from here on out. The only thing is this little minor bit right here, where these candles kind of congregated. Boom. So I took that sell, aiming for the same roughly like 10-ish points through here. Actually, I think that's more. Yeah, but I got out at like just under 10, right? And the trade happened in 8 seconds, so it really didn't even have time to think about a stop loss, nor was it really in drawdown. But I think if it had kind of came back above this candle, oh, that's 20 points. God damn! Oh wait, no, that's a different one. I was like, what in the world? Yeah, probably the same 13 points, right? But it came down 8 seconds, boom, got out on the second trade, and that was that. And then let me switch over to my other accounts. Alrighty, here we are in my Tradify. You can see almost 3,000 across each of these accounts, and then 1,000 in my other straight to fundeds. What was I looking at here? This is actually easier to explain on a trading view since my whole chart is here. This was the 15-minute opening range break. I got stopped out, pretty much break even. Price came up, kind of just stalled right here. I had a full price target, same 25 points, which it would have hit. But boom, pretty much stalled around here, and then it popped up, and then I trailed my stop and tapped me out, and then ran for the full bit, which is no big deal. This was perfectly fine. I think there's also might have been, yeah, there was a overlapping fair value gap as long as another major level, probably on the 4 hour or 1 hour time frame at 21,424, which you can see is right around here, right around where my take profit is. So it was a little scary, and I was thinking if it was to come back down and reject off this level, this is where it was going to happen. So that's where I put my stop, and then it decided to tap me out. All good. Next trade again, going off the orb. So once we rejected at that price level, you can see we never really broke through it. Came down, boom, broke the 15-minute range highs. I'm looking for an immediate top wick, which is what I got, and then I started coming down, and that's when I took my sell. Again, I could have just let this one run. I don't know, it's something wrong with me where like when I see a trade go in my direction and then come back up, where I'm just like I just get worried that I just get worried that it's gonna reverse on me, and I think that's the fear, right? That's greed, right? The fear of losing money that you've made. What if I had literally just given this like another fucking 2 seconds, I would have hit full price target, and these accounts probably would have been at probably around the same profit as they are right now, if I'm being honest. Um, but it's pretty much waited, waited, all the way to here. There was a fair overlapping fair value gap from this candle. So from like the top of here all the way to like right here, and when we closed below it, next candle, I'm looking for a top wick. It kind of like came up and it's kind of like stalled right here. And that's when I entered my sell, and then it came up and I was like, oh shit. I was about to exit just because it broke the highs of the previous candle, but it literally like the second it hit it, it came right back down and then hit my what is that, 11-point price target. And I think these are like the days too where it reminds me of when I got so upset in October and September trading with Apex when I was forced to set a stop. Where it's like, hey, if I were to set a stop right here like this, I would have got wicked out and then it would have, went to my full TP, right? So I definitely enjoy trading when I have this extra freedom. So, uh, yeah, that's one of the things that I've noticed lately, that I shouldn't be scared, right? Because I have that freedom to trade how I want now versus before where I had all these rules on top of rules on top of rules, but now it's like I don't need to see it that way. And I'm gonna try to spend a lot of 2025 working on that, right? So all of these were pretty much waiting for my setup to happen, waiting and waiting and waiting. Given I could have, traded a lot less if I had just held through. Like this one, if I had held through, would have hit full price. This one, if I had held through, would have hit full price. And then I wouldn't have had to take this. This is probably the worst trade of them all, right? It's the only one that didn't hit. Technically, it was the full price target after I had already taken the 2 trades, but the 10 points was pretty much all I needed, and that's what I got, right? So we're up pretty well on Tradify. Let me just make sure all my positions are closed, and then I'll. Actually, my last account is on Topstep, so I can just show you guys that by dragging over the window. This one, I pretty much have 2 to 3 strategies right now. One is my opening or New York Open dump, which I can only trade on Topstep because there's no trading rules on there. I probably could do it on Tradify too, but I haven't thus yet. But Topstep is the easiest one because if I were to take a trade, I could just let it run and run and run. Hello. Can I get to my account, please? Can I open up TopstepX? Oh. Topstepx.com. And let me log in real quick. Make sure I'm not showing my password. But here is my TopstepX dashboard, right? I took 2 trades today. I could have just held these things for God knows how long. And I probably would have been up huge on these accounts, right? So what did I take here? You see I have a level right here. And then we also have this little kind of like swing low made in London before we went into this kind of range. New York Open, I'm looking for one thing, right? I'm looking for this to take out liquidity somewhere, and then looking for a strong candle in one direction. We had, I believe we had liquidity. Where is it? Right around here. Right around where these candles are kind of all lined up, right? Came up, came down, and I was like, interesting. I wonder if we're gonna close, but it bounced back up, came down. I was like, interesting, came up, and then it swung high and came closed down here. Next candle closed below this swing low that we made in the previous London or in the London session, at 603. Here, there was very little downside. Actually, I shouldn't say very little. There was a lot of downside resistance, right? We had that same major level at 258, so right around here, which probably should have been my first target to begin with. I could have went for another 30 points. um, but basically, came up as it started pulling back down. I entered a sell right around here, as you can see, and then it just moved, and I was just like, well, that's quick, and I just closed position when I realized now that it's like hindsight's 2020, right? Where there's no real reason. If we're looking about how price works, price wants to go to a level where there's interest, right? And I literally closed out so early where if I just taken this one, 293, all the way down, let's see, all the way down to here would have been full target almost. Would have went down a little more. Next candle opened up with a top wick. Probably would have been a great place for a second entry, and then boom, we slammed down here. I actually had a level right here at 2.7, so it could have been a full 70-point trade, which would have been 1.4K on the day. But that's hindsight, right? I should have just let it breathe. I was in profits, etc., etc. These are the days where it's like everything goes in my favor, right? I'm looking for this every day where I see we're coming off of London making a high, and then we're coming down, basically trending down on the 1 minute in the short term, right? I'm looking for sells. It also works out too that if I were to go to the 1 hour chart, right? You can see on the 1 hour chart we're also going through a downtrend. We're downtrending right now. And let's see, where is market open candle? So this is the market opening candle, but you can see we never really made a top wick on it. We didn't really have to. If I was the way that I see this trading, I want it to continue down, right? So I should be looking for sells anywhere up here where there's kind of, you've seen like resistance. So there's kind of this little resistance right here. There's resistance up here. Like this would have been definitely a good place to take shorts if it had gotten up there. And then you can see it came all the way back up, made a top wick for the next candle, and then continued down. And that's price action, right? Super, super clean. And I was kind of just taking these trades as I saw them. It's kind of hard when you're like focused on so many things, but I was also a little distracted during this, so it was hard for me to give my 100% focus, but that was that trade. Next one, we had an overlapping fair value gap. Is this a shapes? No, those are emojis. This is shapes, right? No, shapes. So I think the fair value gap is right here. All right. And again, we're looking at that same major level that's played out time and time and time again at 21,258, which is right here. And you can see price kind of tapped that price on the dot, and as it was coming down, you can see I got in at 250, which is actually a little later than I'd like. But that's very short in the wick. But basically, as soon as I saw a little bit of sellers coming in and it dropped down, I entered a sell, and then it instantly came down 10 points, tapped me out, or 11 points, tapped me out, and that was my day on Topstep. I try to take home run trades when I can, but oftentimes I just don't have that resolve, don't have that trust to sit through entire trades. I'd rather take like 10-point trades than 100-point trade, right? That's just how I am with trading, and I think a lot of that has to do with how Apex kind of wired my brain with trailing drawdown. And you can say, why are you doing another trailing drawdown account? But Those are just gonna be copy traded with my straight to funded account, so I see it kind of differently. But overall, that's kind of been my plan lately, is just, go through the motions of, being really patient, taking the trades and setups that I like, right? And if you were to see right here, here's another good opportunity right here where this created another overlapping fair value gap right here. And guess what level is right in between here? 258. The same level. This level was pretty much MVP of the day, right? So we came in, boom, tapped it. As soon as it took a sell, you could have easily gotten what? 20 points. And it helps that today is super volatile, right? Like small candles, like candles are 20 plus points. One minute candle is enough to get you to your balance. So yeah, that's pretty much all the trades that I took for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. Happy New Year. I hope here's to a prosperous year of trading for all of us. Thank you guys so much for sticking through and supporting the channel. Again, if you guys want to get accounts with the prop firms that I'm using, I have my affiliate links down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace!